It's time for All Drumbeats and UFOs with JoeRey, Marco Island's own special show about UFOs and local entertainers. And now here's your host, JoeRey.
Hi, JoeRey here, wide awake and alive on 98.1 FM The Island with my Drumbeats and UFOs show. Today we are going to talk about the citizens' hearing on disclosure of UFOs in Washington, D.C., and also the new hotspot for UFOs, Western North Carolina, skyships over cashiers. And we have a guest, Shirley Lorene. So don't bounce, I'll be right back.
Bright orange lights. Bright orange lights.
Okay, like I was saying before, we're going to talk about the citizens' hearing on disclosure of UFOs in Washington, D.C. It was held in front of 5 former members of Congress, and they were trying to get Congress to admit that UFOs are real. But first, we're going to talk to our guest, Shirley Lorene. Hi, Shirley.
Hi, Joe. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I have you as a guest on today because you have some experience with UFOs.
Yes, I've been experiencing since I was a child, and I didn't really realize it till I got to be in my teens and actually had an experience with where I saw my first spaceship and my first UFO. And I had about an hour and 45 minutes of missing time, and it took me a while to put it together what had happened to me. I just was driving in a Corvette doing 100 miles an hour down the road, and next thing I remember, I'm getting back in my car and putting the key in the car and said out loud, I just saw a UFO. So I did have some missing time.
Wow, that sounds intense. I know it takes you back. When I saw them, I was just, I didn't know what to think.
Yeah, it's an overwhelming feeling, and it's been happening to me since I was a child. And lately, in the last couple of years, things have calmed down a bit, so I'm really happy to have the peace. But it can be a very traumatizing experience. And mostly what I wanted to say is if you've seen something unusual, it's not your fault, and you're not crazy, and that it happens to so many people. People don't like to talk about it because of the way they're persecuted, by other people, and that's wrong. And you should be kinder to these people because it's not their fault, and they're normal people who've just experienced something very, very unusual.
I know I found it very hard. All my friends and family more or less laughed at me and asked me if I was drinking or doing something, and I was hurt by it. So I wrote 19 songs, and I know that you're also a local entertainer with a great voice, and you have a song for us today too called The Human Race, which we're going to play.
Yes. It's just how I feel. But I'm also doing a 4th CD. I have 3 CDs. I'm doing a 4th one now, and it should be done within the next couple of months. And I've never talked in public about my UFO experiences because of the way people treat me. And this for me, to make this step, I'm stuttering a little bit, is a huge step for me. And it isn't that I need the attention. Mostly I just want to help people understand if you are experiencing these things, get some help. Talk to other people that are, and talk to Joe. Maybe somewhere down the line we can even find them a therapist that's schooled in these things and helps these people, because that's what's happened to me. I found about 20 years ago a man who was a representative from MUFON out of Rhode Island, and he gave me free therapy, and is still one of my best friends today. And if I have any problems, he will help me. Now, he's retired and won't take on any other people or help other people, but it was a godsend for him to come to me and help me with these things, because it can be very, very hard and confusing.
MUFON is an organization that's been investigating UFO sightings for decades, right?
Right. MUFON stands for Mutual UFO Network.
So to quote the Spirit and Mother Earth, we're all spiritual beings just having a physical experience.
And all of our experiences on this earth are different, but we have more in common than we do what separates us. But this experience is a huge transformation for anyone that's gone through it. And it can be very confusing because you have missing time. And if you do remember, they block people out so they can't remember. But I'm one of the people who remembers, and that's why I got the free therapy, because they wanted to get the information out of me and study me.
I don't remember. All I remember was being at my car with my keys, getting in to leave.
I had this, that's why I mentioned that experience, because when we talked over lunch, I had that experience. And it escalated from there. And some of it I won't talk about because it's so personal that I don't really feel comfortable talking in public about it. Like I said, this is the first time I've spoken publicly about it.
I'm honored that you're doing this, Shirley. I want to hear your song.
Human Race?
Yes.
Okay.
So let's play it.
It's on my third CD, Human Race.
Did you also have Ray Nesbitt play on this with you? He's a good friend.
He played on, I have one CD, Mercy and Peace. The second one is called Earth's Gravitational Pull, and Ray did play on that one, and I can play you one of those.
He's a great guy.
And Michael Jankowski, Michael J., has helped me produce these. And the first CD, Mercy and Peace, my producer was Kat Eppel, who's a great flute player, flautist, who plays all over the world, and she helped me produce that. And mostly that one is inspirational music and my prayers, the first one. And the second one is rock and blues, and that one Ray Nesbitt plays on. The third one is what Michael and I recorded in the studio, and it's really more, I call it God music.
Michael played with the Aaron brothers, right?
I'm
Aaron
not sure
Neville.
about that. I'm not sure about that. Michael Jankowski lives up in Naples, and he's a very good player and producer. And Ray's a producer also. Ray Nesbitt played on the second one, and he's playing on the one that we're currently in the studio doing. And it's really different. And for the first time in my life, I know you wrote a whole CD about your UFO experience, but for the first time in my life, I actually wrote a song about it. And so I'm tired of feeling like I'm living in the closet. I don't really want the attention, but at the same time, I feel people need to talk about it.
You don't have to feel like that, you know, because...
And then the name of that song, let me plug it, is Moon Turns to Blood. I wrote it when we had the last eclipse of the moon, and it did turn red.
Right.
And a friend of mine was experiencing at that time up in North Carolina, and and he was talking to me about it, so I wrote it about that, which is something I know about anyway.
Let me quote the Spirit again. People will forget what you say, people will forget what you do, but people will never forget how you make them feel. Here's Shirley with The Human Race.
There's a time, and it's now, for our taking. We're still at a crossroads. Time to make it right. God gave us this earth. Stars. Sun. And moon. So we could love each other, not fight. There's a time, and it's now, how I'll take it. We're still at a crossroads, time to make it right. God gave us His earth, stars, sun, and moon.
Hi, it's me, JoeRey. You know me. I've been entertaining in Marco Island for 20 years, and just like you, I have been amazed at what I witnessed in the skies above the ocean in southwest Florida. I was so touched by the unknown, it seems that I was guided into composing 19 original songs with my partner, Don Barber, all put on a CD called UFOs. Maybe you've had a similar experience. I'm at Stilts every Thursday for Sunset. My UFOs CD is available all over Marco Island. You can also find the UFO Salamander Slim CD at the 7-Elevens. And on Facebook, JoeRey Ortiz. That's Joerey. That's not funny, man. Hi, back again. Now remember, you must unlearn what you have been programmed to believe since birth. That software no longer serves you if you want to live in a world where all things are possible.
Anything is possible. And if you count out anything, everything is possible. It just means that you haven't evolved enough to wrap your head around it, because anything is possible.
Especially what we're going to talk about, the skyships over cashiers. The reason it's a hotspot for UFOs nowadays is, and they see them every week, is because of the crystalline mountains. It's an omnispot for UFOs. And they're on a mission right now to tell us that they are very real and they want to save the planet.
Yes, I actually talked to the lady, I can't remember her name right now, but she was very interesting, the woman that posted that website, because I'm constantly in search for answers to explain what's happened to me. And she was very compassionate and understanding and a very intelligent woman, and she's sincere about what she's doing, just as you are, Joe.
I read all about her. I read for like 8 hours, everything about it.
Yeah, she's a fantastic woman. We've talked twice on the phone. She's been very supportive.
That's awesome. I can't wait to talk to her someday.
Yeah, you should call her and talk to her because she's very interesting. She has a lot of information, and she posts constantly on that website, the Sky Ships Over Cashiers. She posts on that website constantly, and I know people that have experienced, and I always turn them on to it because something might click in their head that will relate to what's happened to them or what they've seen.
We're talking to Shirley Lorene today on Drumbeats and UFOs. Don't go away. Today's show is out of this world.
Bright orange lights. Bright orange lights. Bright orange lights. Bright orange.
Hi, I'm also Native American, so that's why we call it Drumbeats. We're going to have some guests from Isle of Capri next week, and Nate Martin from the Gladesmen. Also, here's another song by Shirley Lorene, Calling in Happy.
Gonna play my music proud. Dance like a child, I'm not coming down. Giving up on serious, giving up on sad, giving in the happy, and I won't look back. Don't wanna work today, calling in happy. Never growing up, even if I make 80.
Hi, JoeRey here again. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the citizens' hearing of disclosure in Washington about the UFO issues. 50 residents of high rank and station positions went with 30 hours of testimonies and proof that UFOs are real in front of 5 former members of Congress. The purpose was for the citizens' hearing of disclosure to get Congress to admit that UFOs are real. The last meeting of the United States Congress talked about UFOs was in 1968. Now, that's 44 years of sightings, hundreds of books and videos and pictures from all around the world. To name a few, they were seen in California, 2011, New York, 2010, South America, 2009, Australia, 2011, Colombia, 2010, Norway, 2009, Taiwan, 2010, China, 2010, India, 2008, Moscow, 2009, Japan, 2010. That's just a few.
Other countries do not hide this or dismiss it. Other countries accept it. It's been in their culture. They've been here long before we got here, and they'll be here long after we're gone. I mean, you and me.
Right. Well, the Hubble Observatory has pictures that show spaceships around the sun, and they're pretty sure they're recharging their ships with the sun.
Possibly, yeah, possibly.
Makes sense, huh?
Yes. I know even the astronauts went into space. A lot of the people that have flown airplanes, military people that have become older really don't care anymore because they were threatened and told not to talk about what they'd seen. But now they're coming forward because they have health issues. They're on their way out, and they feel like they need to talk about it. And for me, it's like I'm coming out of the closet myself, because I've never talked publicly about it. I've only talked, and when I meet people, I never talk about it. If they've experienced, like you, Joe, then I did talk to you about it, because I only talk to people that have actually experienced something.
You can feel it when it's real.
Yeah, and I can tell by some people are make up stuff and are wannabes, but then you can talk to people and you can tell, because if they're really telling the truth and if this has really happened to them. That's something you got to watch out for. I was warned that by David. You know, the wannabe people are different than the people that have actually experienced, but you can tell when you talk to people.
Well, the most powerful testimonies at the citizens' hearing in Washington came from retired United States Air Force personnel. Captain Robert Salas, Bruce Fenstermaker, David Schindel, and Sergeant David Scott, who gave compelling first-hand accounts of the shutting down of ballistic missiles by unknown craft hovering over nuclear launch sites in the United States. That's amazing.
And it's the truth. People say there's no evidence. There's evidence everywhere. And ancient cultures, even the Aborigines, talk about the Star People. Native American people, I'm a half-breed. Joe's Native American. I've lived on 2 Indian reservations, the Sioux and the Apache Reservation, the Hickory Apache Reservation in New Mexico. And they talk about it. They don't talk to white people about it, but if you live on the reservation, eventually they will discuss it and say that they believe they came from the Star People. And that the Star People have come to them and helped them survive famine and blizzards and help them in their culture. Some aliens are just like people. Some of them are good and some of them are bad.
Yeah, I heard there's 4 different kind of humanoid aliens, and one of them look exactly like us. So you could be sitting at a restaurant right next to somebody that comes from a different galaxy. I want to thank all my friends who trust and believe in me. Don Barber, who wrote all the music with me for Salamander Slim. Dr. Christopher J. Pham, a brilliant spine and brain specialist in Naples. Elizabeth, who owns the 7-Elevens on Marco. Peter Barrick, the nicest photographer on Marco. Gray Allen Titus, the good friend. The Sun-Times reporter, Don Manley. All my friends at Stilts. Tim and Kim at Stonewalls. Alicia, John, and Ellen at Crutches. Thank you again, all my friends. Here's another song from the Salamander Slim album.
Listen close. It's the Alien UFO Nightlife Radio Show, bringing you all the hits from far, far, far away. For all those way out listeners, way, way, way out there. And it's done in the new soft shit. It's the Alien Music Nightlife Radio Show with your host, Ooh Baba Ooh. The alien UFO boogie. nightlife music show. You take 2 steps to the right, 1 step to the left. You shake your head, and then you shake your legs. And then you say, ooh, baba, ooh, baba, ooh, baba, ooh, baba, ooh, baba, ooh, baba, ooh. It's the alien dance. It's the UFO boogie. It's the alien dance. It's the UFO boogie. It's the alien music nightlife radio show. Bringing y'all the hits from far, far away. For all those way out listeners, way, way, way out there, it's done in the new soft shoe. You take 2 steps to the right, you take 1 step to the left. You shake your head, and then you shake your legs. And then you say, ooh, baba, 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 ooh. I'm your host, Stu Baba Ooh. Listen again. We're on every night. Look up to the skies, and you can hear us. Alien dance. It's a UFO music nightlife radio show. Ooh, baba, ooh, baba, ooh, baba, ooh, baba, ooh, baba, ooh, baba, ooh. Take 2 steps to the right, 1 step to the left. You shake your head, and then you shake your legs. And then you say, ooh, baba, 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 ooh. You take 2 steps to the right, 1 step to the left. You shake your head, and you shake your legs. And then you say, ooh, baba, 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 ooh. It's the alien music nightlife radio show. The UFO alien music radio show.
Hi, JoeRey and Shirley back again. Hey, I want to tell everybody out there, please, if you've had any similar experiences, please call and come and see me and be on my radio show. I'm telling everybody. So don't think that you're crazy, like Shirley said. Come in and talk. Tell everybody. If you've had any friends, tell them about it. And don't forget to listen. We're on Saturday mornings at 9 and Wednesdays at 5:30. Hi, we're back again, but we're going to be going this week. I hope you enjoyed it. Come back again. We're on Saturday mornings at 9 and Wednesdays at 5:30. My guest, Shirley Lorene, I was so honored to have you. Please tell them something about your music before we go.
Yes, it's spelled, my last name is spelled, it's Shirley, Lorene, and I'm sorry. My music can be found at iTunes, Amazon, CD Baby, and all you have to do is spell the name right, Lorene, Shirley Lorene. And I'd like to thank JoeRey for having me, and hopefully I'll get to come back when the 4th CD is done and play Moon Turns to Blood for you.
I'd be honored. That's awesome. Let's bounce. See you later.
See ya.